Hi, I'm Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. This is my first time doing this. Well, actually, it's not my first time recording myself. I am a teacher, and as you can probably guess, the last couple of years have been interesting. Um, when we were virtual, when we locked down in 2020, we were required to post lessons. So I learned very quickly how to use Screencastify and Screencast-O-Matic. Then the next year, when we were virtual for most of the year, I learned how to use Zoom and both of the recording programs that I mentioned before. And this past year, even though we were in person for all but 1 week, I continued to record lesson videos for my students in case they were absent. And in some ways it was to cover my butt so that if a kid said, I don't know what we did, I can say, did you watch the video? But those videos were for my kids to see, not for my peers to see. So this is going to be interesting. So anyway, yes, I am the Disorderly Stitcher. You can probably see by the background, this is my happy place, my sewing room. And my knickknacks, whatever. You can see all the way up there. I have my trolls. When I was a kid, I had trolls. I even had a troll dressed like Robin from Batman and Robin. I wish I still had him. Up here, let me use this finger. Woo, which way am I going? Okay, so that's Roz from Monsters Inc. My kids know how much I love Roz, but it's sort of morph between Roz and the three-eyed creatures from Toy Story. This is a honey bear that I had when I was little, and I just saved it. And then, of course, all my other stuff that I have, quilting books, and then these two cabinets right behind me are all my cross-stitch stuff. I went back down the rabbit hole during COVID. I had cross-stitched about 20, 25 years ago when my twins were little. I am married. I've been married for 36 years to a wonderful man, very patient man. He spoils me to death. His name is Kevin. I have three kids. Aaron is 36, and the twins, Abby and Beth, are 28. So I cross-stitched when they were all little, and then I went into quilting, and I got rid of all of my cross-stitch stuff, figuring that I would never do it again. Was I wrong? So now I'm reinvesting in everything, getting all the stuff that I had. My stepmother just sent me all of her floss, which blew my mind. I went through it, kept what I wanted, and I'm going to donate the rest to the Salvation Army sale for next year. But you can see that, the term disorderly stitcher means that I don't make a plan. The only time I really plan my life is at school because I have to turn in lesson plans. Otherwise, I bought where to go? I bought the Lori Holt planner. I haven't done diddly squat with it because I can't plan out my day. I can't say that at this time on this day I'm going to work on this project for 20 minutes. I do whatever floats my boat at that time. So right now, I have quite a few cross-stitch projects kitted. I have quite a few quilts that are in the process. I am trying to do crochet. Yeah, that's not going well. So yeah, I'm disorderly. Okay. Um, some people would say as a Taurus, I should be more constructive, and I used to be a lot more like that, but I have learned to let things go and ride with the wind. All right. So this I have given attempt to. I thought, I can write down what I work on every day, sort of, maybe. So I started out with the best of intentions, and you can see in January I did really, really well. I was writing a lot down. I brought home some of my stickers from school. I love Charlie Brown. Linus and Lucy are my favorite. My daughter says I have big Lucy energy. February, not so much. I did a lot of other things like grading, massive grading. Then I got this wicked cold, so I had to deal with that. And some nights I was just too tired, which, teaching's exhausting. Or working with 8th graders is exhausting. I haven't decided which one it is. And then March, I had a lot of good intentions. Didn't do too bad. Celebrated my 36th anniversary in there. April, yeah. On April 21st, I just wrote, I know I stitched, I know I sewed, but so much end of the year things at school, never wrote them down. So I have no idea what I did in April except had a birthday and proctored the standardized PSSA tests. 8th graders take 3 of them in Pennsylvania. May, I did better. Again, this is the end of the year, so that's where my focus was. And June, I've done better. I've worked on 2 main projects. One is cross stitch, one is a quilt. Summer is my time to sew. I don't get a lot done during the school year, obviously. So I'll be working on a lot of things coming up, and probably about mid to late July, I switch into school mode, at least by August 1st. And I try to start getting ready. It's going to be interesting because I do like to go in before school starts and get my room set up. And they may or may not be breaking ground on an addition to our building, which is going to be outside my window. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Change is good, right? Okay. So you didn't want to hear all that blah, 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 blah about me. It's like my 8th graders, blah, 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 blah. Wah, 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 like Charlie Brown's teacher. All right. So what do I have? What's on the stitch board? And you will have to excuse, I did not iron anything. And my project that I'm trying to get done by the end of the month may or may not happen. It's still in the Q-snap. I do use a Q-snap simply because I haven't quite figured out stitching in hand. So this one in my little project bag that I made, I learned how to do that. Learned how to use to work with vinyl. Pretty cool. I like doing this. Have sold a couple too, which is amazing. But the current project that I'm doing for Cross Stitch Camp 2022 with the Colorado Stitcher is supposed to be for a holiday for the month of June. And so I chose Blue Skin by Plum Street. Now, let me see if I can get rid of the glare. There we go. Being a teacher, I'm a history teacher, of course. So this one was drawn to me very obviously because it's all about George Washington and his horse. I'm not a horse person, but yeah, George Washington. I do spend a lot of time talking about George Washington's administration and how it pretty much set the standard with precedents that others have followed. But anyway, So, I started out in the corner with the leaves and the cherries, and that went together so fast. Once you got the pattern for the leaves and the cherries are all the same, it was really, really easy. So I'm working this on 36 count needle and flax Delaware crossing. It's got a blue modeling. It's really pretty. And using the called for threads, which are Classic Colorworks DMC and Weeks Dye Works. And as I said, it's still in the Q-snap, so please excuse. But here we go. As you can see, there's a horse's butt right there. But anyway, I'm having fun. And so I have to finish the horse and George Washington, and I think it said 1776, and there we go. I'm not sure I'm going to put my initials and the year in this like I used to. I can remember back in the 80s, it was the thing to put your initials on what you did. So anyway, I've never really done a seasonal stitch before. I just did what I liked. So, yeah, I told my husband my goal. We have a big built-in bookshelf that his grandmother put in. This was his grandparents' house. And she had it's not really a bookshelf, it was a shelving unit with glass doors to put her pitchers, little milk pitchers and stuff that she collected. Well, anyway, we took the doors off of it and we have books and you name it. Again, it's on that shelf. But anyway, I told him I wanted to hang the photographs of our kids, the senior pictures and things, on the wall, and try and use the top of that to decorate. I've never really been a decorating person, but I'd like to try. All right. So anyway, that's Blue Skin by Plum Street Samplers. All right. Another one I have kitted up. Again, excuse me, in my project bag that I made. This is the first one I made. Not the best job. Used a vinyl that was a little thin. And I have my Bonnie and Camille Shine On thing on there. First one I ever bought. But anyway, I just grabbed like 3 things I've kitted up. The next one I have is Lori Holt's Barn, Quilty Barn, Mix and Match, Quilty Barn. I'm trying to find a picture that doesn't have the chart. Yes, here it is. So, yes, I love barns. I love quilts, and why not? And the cool thing about this design from Lori Holt is that if you collect the stitch cards that come out periodically, they're all, I believe, 24 by 24. So if you wanted to, instead of putting quilts in your barn, you could put anything you wanted. So you can see down here she has the rooster, and over here she has I think it's a goat with a chick. Okay. But anyway, this thing's going to be huge. It's going to be 16, and I think that's 5/8. Yes, 16 and 5/8 square. I'm doing it on 25 counts Lugana, the Lori Holt Lugana. I think it's called Vintage. I'm not sure. But anyway, whoops, sorry about that. You didn't see that. So anyway, it's all DMC. So here's the beauteous colors. I forgot to show you the colors for Blue Skin. I used to bobbinate around the bobbin and put them in a little box that I had. And when I ditched all my stitchy stuff years ago, I gave it to my kids to make friendship bracelets out of. But anyway, they're Lori Holt colors. This DMC, what is it? 347 is one of her trademark colors. So yeah, it's just, they're gorgeous. All right. So put that over there with Blue Skin so I don't lose it. So anyway, I have not gotten that far. As you can see, it's a huge piece of fabric. I started down in the corner. I do have one barn done. Can you see it? Yeah. So that's my barn, my quilty barn. Big, huge piece of fabric. Huge, huge. That's one of the reasons why I bought those little thingies that hook around your Q-snap. So, yes, that's that one. And another one I have kitted up. I forgot to put the chart back in there. Another one I have kitted up, excuse me for reaching. Again, one of my project bags. You can see I love peanuts. Yep. That you saw at the beginning of the video is the red sampler. I love, red is my favorite color. And when I saw this, I couldn't resist. It's from the Sampler Company by Brenda Keys. Let me get that glare off of there. Gorgeous. And again, once you get the rhythm, it's really, really easy. You just get going. So this one's called the Marking Sampler, Hannah Wells. Okay, so gorgeous. Gorgeous. So here we go. I'm using just a 32 count flax linen. Again, sorry, it is not ironed. I got down, I'm using Gentle Arts Cranberry. And you can see I'm almost done. And I ran out. Trying to find more Gentle Arts Cranberry has been ridiculous. I contacted the Attic. I contacted Fat Quarter Shop. You don't want to know. Finally, I found it in the shop in Utah, and I ordered 2 skeins. So now I probably have too much, but you know, as my husband said, better have and not need than need and not have. Okay, so those are 3 of the things I have kitted. As I said, there are numerous and numerous and numerous more things that I have on the radar. I am part of the stash unloading group on Facebook, which is totally dangerous. And I have made, let me move this light because there's a lot of glare. I have done some major damage in my PayPal account. That's why I teach. So anyway, yeah, some other things on my radar. This just came from the stash unloading group. It's Maria Vincenza Larica, 1837. You can figure out why I bought it. It's red and white, or red and whatever color you put it on. I just love it. I love the little motifs. They're so cute. Okay. I have not done a Hands Across the Sea yet, and I'm anxious to do it. And I'm seriously considering doing it. I've never done anything higher than 36 count. I have to use a magnifier for that. It's the drawback of turning 60. So yeah, I might use a higher count. And I'm seriously considering silk on this one since it's only one color. I've never used silk. So I don't know. I'm kind of avoiding the investment in silk. And yeah, but I figure one color, maybe I can do that. All right. What else is on the radar? Well, like I said, here's a whole bunch of charts. But a lot of these drawers are filled with charts. Let me see what I got up here. I'll just show you all this stuff that I got. Here's another one I bought off of the Stash Unloading group. If you're not a member, get there. It's a 36 count linen. I'm not sure what type. But anyway, it's Mary Griffin 1824. I just thought it was cute and simple. Now it looks like it's over 2 except for the words. So I think on 36 it won't be so bad. But the fabric and all the Weeks dye works, I think they're beautiful. I don't know what kind of fabric this is. It's just 36 count. I love the muted colors. So that's on my list. Oh, it was one of the schoolgirl club. So I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Maybe that was from Country Sample. Another one on my list is Ann Priest. A lot of these purchases are because of Rachel from Needle and Flax. She shows these beautiful samplers, and then I go find them. So this is the Scarlet House, Ann Priest, 1841. Again, I'm assuming that this down here is going to be over 1. Maybe not. Age 14. You know, before they were distracted by YouTube, TikTok, and instant snappy Twittergram. That's what we call it at school. This one I got from 1884. She was given permission to chart it and release it. It is Hannah Lancaster. I say Lancaster. In Pennsylvania, we say Lancaster. So yeah, I just love her dress. Again, muted colors. So that's on my radar. Someday. I'm going to have to live forever. And one more I will show you. I have become a Priscilla and Chelsea junkie. I think they are so funny. So funny. Sometimes they remind me of Lucy and Ethel. They are so ridiculous. They make me laugh. So anyway, I took the plunge and I got into the month-to-month club at Fat Quarter Shop. So when you're in the club, you get the chart and you get the classic Colorworks threads for the month. Again, I just think they're beautiful. And they have on the back of the chart, or somewhere in here, they tell you, yeah, there it is. They tell you what they used to finish it. And trying to find the basket for this was a bear and a half. My daughter found it for me in Lancaster. I do have to find the tart pan. I think it's at Amazon, so I do need to get that. So, yeah, it's going to be, you know, I have so many things I need to finish. It's ridiculous. But, you know, my husband said you're going to have a lot of projects, so when you retire, you have something to do. He didn't know what was going on. All right, so that's that pile of these. Oh, goodness. You know, another pair that I love are Laura and Brenda. They remind me of Lucy and Ethel too. But as Laura would say, sometimes I swoon to a chart and I just want it. And there have been many times I have held back. And then I go back and do it anyway. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, right, Laura? All right. So what am I working on for quilts? I am doing a paper foundation piece quilt called Sparkle Star. These are foundation paper pieces from the Fat Quarter Shop. They were designed by Lori Holt. I'm doing the 6-inch block. So what happens is you have, I'm making 225 of these puppies, but you have the big square, whatever the fabric is, and then I'm doing the background in the corner. Okay, so it ends up looking, I'm missing one corner yet, but it ends up looking like, here's the paper. Okay, and if you follow Kimberly Jolly's tutorial on Flosstube or on the Fat Quarter Shop YouTube channel, these go like so fast. So I will do all of number 2s. I'll take a stack and I'll do all of number 2s, and then I'll do all of number 3s, and I'll do all of number 4s, and I'll do all of number 5s. So I have this huge stack ready to go with the last one. And then I will take the paper off before I sew them together because I don't want all that paper in the seam. So this is what they end up looking like. And then when you get, you know, not being able to wait, I had to go and put a few together. And this is what they look like when you put them together. So I have this huge stash of 30s fabrics, 30s reproduction fabrics that I just need to use, and I need to, be done with it. And because I can't take it with me. And I only have one child that likes to sew, and this isn't her thing. So, yeah. Her taste in fabric and mine are totally different. So, anyway, what else can I tell you? Oh, I have a grandson. His name is Eddie. You saw him in the opening. He lives with us. We adopted him for reasons I'm not going to go into. But anyway, he's a sweetheart. He's my Eddie bear. And so that's another thing that ties into my stitchy time. He's learned that, Nana likes to stitch and Nana likes to sew. And we make time for each other. And then he does his thing, which is building Legos. This kid is incredible with Legos. He built a battleship. It was amazing. Without instructions, he just pulls it out of his head. So yeah, and he and Grandpa do Boy Scouts. And in fact, they went camping a couple weekends ago and had a blast. He did a rock climbing wall and he went straight to the top. In a couple of weeks, they're going to go to a York Revolution minor league baseball game, and then after the game, they get to see a movie on the big screen, and they're going to camp out on the outfield. So he's pumped about that as well. Of course, that means I have stitchy time, but it will probably mean I work on stuff for school because we are reorganizing our curriculum in 8th grade. So we have to get that done. So we've been talking for 27 minutes. I think that's probably enough for now. I do hope that you enjoyed this. I do hope that I can get another one done. Being the disorderly stitcher, I'm not going to promise there is a schedule. Because especially when school starts, if I've got grading to do, grading comes first. And believe it or not, I work better on grading at home than I do at school. Which is weird. So thank you so much for coming. Please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you get notified when I get around to uploading another video. Thank you for being patient. This is a whole new experience for me. I am working on my PC and using video editor from Windows. So I'm hoping this works. So anyway, please, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Please keep them kind. And give yourself grace. That's my mantra the past couple of years. Give yourself grace. As Elaine from Annabella says, it's okay to be perfectly imperfect, and that's what I am. Giving ourselves grace is hard. But we have to do that first. All right? So, with that being said, you have a wonderful, wonderful, I'm going to say week, because who knows, maybe I'll be back next week. You have a wonderful day. How about that? And I will talk to you later. Bye.